Hi everyone, welcome to Gamechoir. My name's Ben, I'm your musical director. It's a huge pleasure to be sat here in the UK talking to people all around the world who have come together to take part in this amazing project. Now, we are a couple of minutes early. I always do this with all of my online rehearsals. I run a few choirs here on YouTube, and I like to just arrive, as most conductors do, just before we start to just check everything's working. So just check that we can all hear the piano and that we can all hear this wonderful chant, which we're all about tonight. And let's check we can hear the drone. And check we can hear the bass part. And we can hear the soprano part as well. Wonderful. More on this in a minute. Just give me 2 moments to check the levels here. It's all looking good. Could do with a little bit more from the singers. So what if we did this? Ah, there she is. I feel bad cutting it off just there, but we're getting ahead of ourselves. It's so good to see you. Thank you everyone for joining us tonight. This really is a world first. The world's first choir online dedicated to singing the classics of the video game music repertoire. And we are starting with, well, I don't mean to damn him with faint praise because he's here in the chat today, but with Marty O'Donnell's iconic Halo chant. And we're just so excited to share this with you in just a few moments. If you're watching this later on, do consider, please, hitting the like button. For everyone needs to hit the like button. If you haven't subscribed to the Gamechoir YouTube channel, remember it doesn't cost you a penny to subscribe to a channel. It just shows that you support them. And whenever we put anything up, if you click that little bell as well, you'll get a notification so you can come straight along and see those videos just as soon as we post them. And everyone, well, we're going to get started. I mean, now, because it's 7 o'clock here in the UK. So I'm going to go full screen and say a very, very good evening, good morning, good afternoon, whatever time of day it is where you are. Welcome to Gamechoir. This is a world first, as I was just saying. This is the first ensemble in the world that brings people together from the world of gaming and singing to learn, record, perform the classics of the video game music genre. And as I was saying, we're starting with perhaps the greatest of all, the Halo chant by Marty O'Donnell, who is here tonight in the chat. And Marty's been an incredible supporter of us since we launched just a week or so ago. He has done all sorts of amazing work to tweet and to share all about this choir to get people along. So Marty, thank you so much. And we'll thank him again at the end, everyone. But thank you all of you for being here. My name is Ben, and I conduct choirs, and I have been conducting choirs on the internet here on YouTube since the pandemic. And of course, one of the things that happened with that horrible time is that people discovered new ways of learning and sharing music. And one of the ways that we here, well, if you think of Choir of the Earth, which is the group that I run alongside Gamechoir, we discovered that there is so much fun and so much entertainment to be had from learning music together. So we have formed Gamechoir with the aim of bringing together, well, all of you and all of your friends and all of your families to learn and sing these fantastic pieces. So let's have a look at what we're doing here tonight, because you're all busy people, and I know we've got lots of people watching this later on. There will be, of course, a time-stamped version of this video to watch once we've streamed it live. But let me talk you through why we're here. So as I've said, we're here to record just that iconic chant. There is so much more wonderful music associated with Halo, and if you've never heard it before, once you've learnt the chant and recorded it, do go and have a listen, because there is some absolutely fantastic music. There's thundering action music, there's gentle, soft music, there's heartbreaking themes. It really is an amazing collection of music. But we're just going to sing this gorgeous chant, which came out as part of Halo Combat Evolved, which it was over 20 years ago now. Sorry, Marty, but it really was. I remember getting an Xbox. It was a launch game on the Xbox. I remember playing it. And as I said to Marty when I spoke to him over Zoom, I was ready to just hit that start button and jump straight in, because it was the game to play. But there was this sound. As soon as I put the disc in and it started, once it got past the logo, this music started playing. And just imagine my thumb over the start button and say, oh, what's this? couldn't bring myself to press start. I had to listen. I was frozen listening to this gorgeous chant. And then, of course, what comes in is a really fantastic thundering action cue, at which point I felt ready to hit start and I jumped straight into the game. But that chant, well, it stuck with me, and clearly everyone here as well, because, well, it's become a bit of a meme. And so what we're going to do is we're going to record the world's largest Halo chant. And this is how we're going to do it over the course of the next 40 minutes or so, okay? We're going to start with a good vocal warm-up. And I know I've got experienced singers watching tonight, and you all know, you'll all back me up. The importance of a good vocal warm-up cannot be overstated. You are both the singer and the instrument. Just think about that for a moment. When you sing, your instrument is here. You carry it around with you all the time. You use it every time you speak. But when you sing, you're using it in a different way. So we're going to warm your voices up. For some of you watching, it's still relatively early in the morning, so maybe your voices aren't fully warm yet. We are going to warm your voices up. Then we're going to give you some tips for performing. And again, experienced singers, a lot of what I say, I'm sure, will be familiar. But for those of you that either have never sung before or haven't sung for a while, I think this will be a useful information for you. Then we're going to learn the chant. It's not very long, and most of you have a really good idea of how it goes, but we're going to make sure that you sing it in a way that will fit together like a jigsaw puzzle, so that by the time we get all of these thousands of tracks in from all of you, it will all fit together brilliantly and will be combined in the studio by our world-class engineers to create the world's largest Halo. Then I'll give you some tips on how to record. Now, one of the key parts of this is capturing a good quality recording. Now, using your phone is absolutely fine. Using a tablet, if you've got access to a good microphone, you can use that too. We in Choir of the Earth, which is your sister choir, we've been recording like this for years, and so we'll pass on some useful tips, information, some ways to ensure that you take a really good recording that you're proud of. Then we're going to do the recording for the upper voices. As you hear, we've added a line for upper voices. Originally, it was, of course, for tenor and bass. We've added a part so that sopranos and altos and young voices can sing along as well. So we'll do the recording session. Now, if you're not going to record along with tonight, do sing along anyway. Use it as a practice session. And remember, you can come back and record along with this stream so that your voice fits in with our professional guide tracks. Then we'll do the same for the lower voices. We'll record that drone, that really, really low note, which for all of the dads, all of the older men, all the basses out there, there's a part in there for you as well. And then I'll talk to you a little bit about where and when to send your track and some bits and pieces at the end. So that's the format for this evening. So let's start off, everyone, as I say, with a really good vocal warm-up. If I could invite you, if it's possible, to stand up, and if standing's not possible today, that's absolutely fine, don't worry about it, but bring yourself to the edge of your seat and put your feet flat on the floor if you're sitting down. Okay, try not to lean back. That compresses everything inside. It's like kinking the hose of a vacuum cleaner. It's just not going to make a good sound. It's going to put a strain on your voice. If you are able to stand, if you could put your feet your shoulders width apart, and just have a look at your feet. Make sure they are just that little bit wider apart than you'd naturally stand. Make your knees nice and soft, those of you that are standing, so that you're not sort of locked solid and rooted to the spot, because you are the instrument as well as the performer. And one of the key things with this amazing piece is that you have to sound relaxed. It has to float. It has to sound almost effortless as you sing this beautiful chant, which is inspired, of course, by medieval plain chant, an ancient way of singing. Now, everyone, we need to make sure that this area here, our throat, our neck, our vocal tract, and our shoulders and our upper chest is nice and relaxed. So we're going to start off just by slowly rolling our shoulders around, everyone, and just be slow and gentle here. Don't rush. It's not a race. Some of you will be trying to go faster than everyone else. It's not about that. It's about stretching these muscles out. And if it's crunchy and clicky, just go extra slow and be kind to yourself. You deserve it. And we're going to roll our shoulders forwards, everyone. Great stuff. Lots of people are spotting stuff on the shelf behind me. How many different games machines can you spot? How many different consoles worth of stuff. I have a very understanding wife. I just want you to know that. Bring your shoulders up to your ears, everyone. Take a deep breath, and as you sigh, let your shoulders fall and relax. Here we go. That's great. Really relax those shoulders. That's vital to getting a nice, relaxed sound. And just gently roll your head to one side, everyone. And then the other way. And roll your neck the other way, stretching the muscles out to the middle and forwards. And to the middle. And then just rolling your head around. And I've got people in the live chat worried about this. It's going to be hard to sing. Absolutely not. Okay? And if you are new to singing, just enjoy yourself, okay? You're in good company. You are with friends as we learn to sing this piece. So just do your best and have fun. All right, everyone. So we're making sure this is all nice and relaxed. And now I'm going to ask you to take a breath for me. And it's something we all do all the time. So there's nothing special about it. I'm going to count to 3. And I'm going to ask you to take a nice deep breath. Are you ready? 1, 2, 3. Lovely. And now breathe out. Blow the air away. And we're going to open our mouth. Take a nice deep breath after 3. 1, 2, 3. Great. And blow the air away from you. Now just breathe normally for a minute. Now I'm going to teach you a magic trick. Those of you that aren't experienced singers, and those of you that are, you'll just feel smug and superior to everyone else while I explain this. But when you breathe for singing, ideally what should happen is your shoulders should stay nice and still and nice and relaxed. And everything should happen down here in your abdomen. But a lot of people, most people watching this, I would wager, when I asked you to take a breath, went like this. And the shoulders came up. And when you breathed out, down they came. Now, that's absolutely fine. I mean, it's got you here. It's not breathing wrong. If it was, you wouldn't be here. But the fact is that if you breathe like this, if I just demonstrate, if I breathe from the shoulders, if you can hear in my voice, there's a lot of tension suddenly because I'm having to hold all this up here. And if I relax, everything kind of slumps down, and it's not great for getting a nice smooth sound. What you want to do is take a breath, and I'm going to breathe what we call from the diaphragm, a bit lower down. If you just watch my shoulders as I breathe out, shoulders stay absolutely still. Now, in terms of getting that technique, singers, I mean, it takes years to learn how to breathe like this, except it doesn't, because you do it all the time, just when you're not thinking about it. So I'm going to teach you very quickly how to take what I call the cold, silent breath. Okay? So first thing I want you to do is to open your mouth nice and tall, not wide, that's wide, tall. And I'm going to ask you to take a deep, yawning breath, make the air feel cold at the back of your throat. And some of you are yawning now because I said yawn, and you're welcome for that. Drop your jaw and take a cold breath for me. 1, 2, 3. And now breathe out. Did it feel cold at the back of your throat? Well done. Let's do it again. 1, 2, 3. And now breathe out. One more. Cold breath. 1, 2, 3. And now breathe out. This is brilliant. This is so important. Just breathe normally for a second. This is like fueling the engine that'll help you get a really nice, smooth, consistent sound from your singing. Whether you're singing the upper part, the drone, the middle part, it's all good. Now, the last key to getting your shoulders to stay as still as you can is you do the same thing. You take a cold breath, but you make it as silent as you can. So that means you've got to open up your throat. Give it a go for me. After 3, 1, 2, 3, cold, silent breath. And now blow the air away from you. Drop your jaw. Cold, silent breath again. 1, 2, 3, breathe in. And now blow the air away from you. Fantastic. Now that's something you can practice. You know, you can work on the cold breath. You'll find it has all sorts of benefits, not just for singing. It makes your voice more powerful. If you're in any way involved in sports, if you can breathe like that, it'll help you run faster, run farther. It's a really, really powerful technique. But we're going to use the cold silent breath tonight to help us sing this epic chant. And we're going to start by just singing that note here. Now, those of you keeping track, this piece is in E, not E major or E minor, but in the Dorian mode on E. Okay, if you want to know what that is, look it up. But Marty went to an ancient scale in order to sing this. So we're just going to sing that one note. We're going to take a cold, silent breath, and we're just going to go ah together. All right, so nice and relaxed. Take a cold, silent breath for me, and let's ah and ah. let's do that again. Another cold, silent breath, and fantastic. Now, the reason we start with R is it's the most open sound when we vocalize. But interestingly, and I had a note from Marty last night about this, the chant is not sung to R. The chant is sung to aw, as in awesome. Okay, now can everyone just say awesome for me? Very, very good. Well done. It's the aw. It's a drop jaw, but it's slightly rounded at the edges. So let's try aw for me. And again. Fantastic. Well done. Now, before we go any further, one of the key parts to maintaining your vocal health is to drink plenty of water. And I always make sure I've got a drink of water when I sing. I always say to my choirs, have a drink. So if you haven't got one, I'll give you a moment now to go and get a drink. You can pause this live stream and pick it up again later on. If you've got a drink, though, have a little sip, hydrate, before we go on. Now, we're now going to move up and down this lovely scale. We're going to sing. With me, and I'm getting chat in the live chat about that's not how Americans say awesome. I do appreciate that. It's more of an R, isn't it? Let's do it the American way, as it is an American piece. With me, and very nice indeed. Now, let's go for a walk. With me, here we go, and very nice. That is, of course, the first phrase of Marty's chant, and you need to make sure that the notes flow beautifully. Note the rhythm of it. Fantastic. With me one more time, and great stuff. Marty's saying split the difference. Thank you, Marty. This is in no way, in any way terrifying. Having one of my heroes sitting in the audience watching me sing. Thanks again for this, Marty. So, now, the next phrase. Now, this is where things are going to start to move up towards the upper register. And those of you who are basses and altos, you're going to need to, what we say, support this note, which means making sure your stomach muscles are nicely engaged. They're not just sort of relaxing. As we go up, we get this. And you just floated up there. Now, if you're a bass like me, you might want to go into your head voice to support this. So that would be, instead of going, which is your full, what we call chest voice, you might just want to float it as if you're singing it to singing a lullaby to an infant. Just while you're warming up, or indeed for the recording, whatever's comfortable for you. So let's sing this second phrase. Notice it holds for an extra little moment on the top note before coming back down. So let's sing it together. Here we go. Deep, cold, silent breath, and very nice indeed, everyone. Well done. So that's the first phrase. And then great stuff. And now we drop down, and those of you in the alto and bass department are going to feel much more comfortable here. Excuse me. So listen to it. With me, and last phrase. And just notice those last two notes are going to seem longer, because they are. The penultimate note, the note before the last note, it's going to hold just a little bit longer, and then the last note just holds and gets softer towards the end. All right, so let's have a go. Just listen along. Feel free to hum along. Feel free to sing along. But let's have the whole chant from the start now. We've added, in our game choir version, we've added a drone, which we'll talk about in a minute. And of course, that's the original octave. But that is the new octave we've added for upper voices, for sopranos, altos, and young voices. So whichever part you want to sing along with, here it is for the first time. So take a nice, deep, cold, silent breath. Here's the drone. And everyone. That is what we have to learn and record tonight. I'm going to ask you to listen to that one more time, and before we start singing it, I'm going to ask you to breathe. And that's all I want you to do. Don't sing. What I want you to do is to practice taking the breaths, because this is not an easy thing. It sounds easy, but the tricky part is getting through all this with enough air so that you still make a nice sound. So what we're going to do, I'm going to direct you like a director's commentary. Okay, we're not going to sing this time. What we're going to do is take that cold, deep, silent breath at the start of each phrase. Now, at the beginning, you'll hear the drone. And those of you who are droning, don't worry, we're going to do a special track for you. But this is mainly for those doing the chant on top. I'll tell you to breathe, cold, deep, silent breath. And then I want you to breathe out during the chant. Don't sing, just breathe out. Then you have a gap between the first two phrases. Again, I'll tell you, take a cold, deep, silent breath. And what I'm going to suggest you do is take a really huge breath second breath. Make it massive, because you don't get very long between phrases 2 and 3 and 3 and 4. So you need to really fill up the tank, like you're going on a long journey. Fill up the tank with loads of air at the beginning and in between the first two phrases, so that you've got plenty to get through to the end. And at the very, very end, I just want you to practice breathing that air out on the last phrase. So here we go. This is the breathing take. We're not recording it. We're not singing. We're just going to breathe. Okay, we ready? So take a cold, deep, silent breath. Off you go. And now breathe out. Cold breath. Quick breath. Another breath. There we are. Well done, you. Great stuff. Have a quick sip of drink, because what we're going to do next is we're going to sing along with the track. So we're going to breathe in all the places I asked you to, and we're going to sing it. Now, what you might find, if you sing particularly loudly, at the end, you will find you run out of air on that last phrase. So my advice to you is to sing that last phrase. Just think of it sort of disappearing off into the grand space, epic space cathedral. Okay? Don't sing it too loudly. Let it sort of tail off. And the quieter you sing, the longer the air will last. Okay, quick sip of drink. So once through this, and then we'll talk about tips for recording, and then we're going to start the actual recording. So hope you're having fun. This is such a great piece of music. So just relax those shoulders one more time. This is our first proper sing through. Not recording yet, but heading that way. All right, so I'm going to invite you, as soon as I press my magic button here, I'm going to say to you, take a great big deep breath, and we'll sing. Okay, our notes are here. So here we go. Deep cold breath, and oh. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, each breath. Each breath. Great job. Well done, all of you. That's really, really good. And listen, if you're there going, I got most of it, but I missed one of the entries, I didn't come in at the right time, do not worry. Okay, one of the things we'll do is we'll sing the chant 3 times per voice part, and we just want you to send it. We don't want you to sit there and think, oh, I can't send it because I got a note wrong. Send it in. Okay, our engineer, whose name is Connor, and I'll get him to do a video so he can meet you. He's actually the person who suggested this theme for our project. He has a saying, which is just submit. Just send it in. Don't listen back to it. Just send it. And send lots and lots of recordings, because the more you send in, the more there is of you in the track. And if there's a little bit that's out, well, he is the best in the world, and he'll just knock it into shape. Okay? So well done, everyone. Now let me bring my overlay back on screen. So we've had the vocal warm-up, we've had the tips of performing and learning the chant. So now let's talk about recording. Now, as I say, with the other online choirs that we run, particularly Choir of the Earth, which has been around since March of 2020, we have recorded hundreds of hours of music in this way, with people singing along to professional guide tracks and then some amazing engineers overlaying those recordings. And what we've learned is, well, as you can see here, some really important things. First of all, use a device that you have handy. You don't need to buy expensive equipment. You don't need an expensive microphone. If you have one, use it. But otherwise, your phone is absolutely fine, as is your tablet, as is your laptop. But do please make sure that when you record, you choose a quiet space. Okay, not outside, not in a big reverberant space. Don't, even though it's a big reverberant piece, don't record in a cathedral for real. Record in a small space, ideally with lots of soft furnishings like curtains and couches and so on to soften the sound. In fact, some of our choristers, believe it or not, sing into the wardrobes, sing into the closet where they keep their clothes. Put the microphone in there and sing in there, because what you'll end up with is a really dead sound and just the voice. That's what we want. Okay, I know it sounds mad, and you know, anyone who lives with you or knows you and catches you singing into the closet, I mean, they'll give you a really funny look, but the sound you'll get will be perfect. So place your recording device, when you do record, put it a couple of feet away from you. Okay, don't sing right into it like this, because all that will happen is that it'll overload, it'll clip, and we won't be able to use it in that case. It'll have a buzz to it, a bit like a distorted rock guitar. We just want a really nice clean sound. So put the recording device, whether it's your phone, whether it's your tablet, whether it's a microphone, put it a couple of feet away and sing towards it, so we get your lovely voice. Now, this is really essential, and if you don't do this, again, we can't use your track. When you record, please record along with our guide tracks. Okay, and we're going to run through them in a minute: the soprano, the tenor, and the bass, the drone. And you must use headphones when you listen to them. This is so that all we get is your singing. We don't want to hear me talking. There's enough of me talking, frankly. We don't want to have the guide track again. We don't want anything but your voice. So wear headphones so that when you're recording, you can hear the guide track, and that we've done it so that it's louder in one ear, so that you've got that guide, but record on a separate device so that we just get your voice. Okay, that's really important. As we've said, sing to the awe of awesome, and just do your best. As Marty says, split the difference. We've got lots of people from the UK and lots of people from all over the world. Those of you from America, you know exactly how to do it. I'm going to be looking to you to guide us through this. But basically just a nice big open sound, a really lovely chanting sort of sound. Okay, now the most important thing other than headphones is we want you to have fun. Okay, make sure that you enjoy yourself. That is why you're here. Listen back by all means and just check that it hasn't overloaded, check it hasn't clipped. Do a couple of test recordings first so that you know what you're sending us is the best that you can do, but don't overthink it. Don't think, oh, I don't want to send it because it's not perfect. Just send it in. There are thousands of people signed up for this project. I think without doubt, this is already the world's largest halo before the fact it's going to grow more and more over the next couple of weeks. So just with everyone who's here, it's already the world's largest halo. Just relax and enjoy yourself. And I've said at the bottom, do multiple takes and send everything to us. Send it all in, okay? Because that is going to lead to this massive, massive sound. All right. Now then, what we're going to do is we're going to now capture the recording sessions. Now, some of you are ready to record right now, and that's fantastic. Others of you are watching and thinking, I'll record later. That's absolutely fine. What we're going to do, our amazing team is going to snip up this video, and we're going to create guide tracks for you. So they'll go up on the YouTube channel right here. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't done so. And there will be a soprano, alto track. There will be a tenor bass track, and there'll be a drone track. And it will be everything that's here, except without all the stuff about warming up and me talking. Okay, so just bear that in mind. If you're not ready to record, sing anyway. But those of you who are, if I could ask you to get your devices ready, we're going to start. So, really excited now. We're going to start off with the upper voice. So if you are ready to record the upper voice of the chant, that is sopranos, altos, that's young voices, could you please get your recording devices ready to record? And in just a moment, I'll ask you to press record. Now, once you press record, put that device down. Don't think about it again until we've finished. And then once we've finished, you'll press stop. And then I'll tell you a few minutes later what to do with that recording. Okay? So those of you who are going to record the soprano, alto, upper voice part, can you please press record on your recording device now, please? Have you done it? Great, well done. Now put that device down. Don't think about it again. Now, this is really important for our engineers to be able to line everything up. So what we're going to do is we're going to go 1, 2, 3, clap. And we're all going to clap just the once on that clap. All right, so it goes 1, 2, 3. Great. That creates a sync point for our engineers so that when it comes to mix it, they just line that up and everyone is already beautifully synced. So we're going to do the upper part. One that starts there. Just roll your head around. Just relax for me. Remember, cold, silent breaths in between each one. We're going to do this 3 times. It's only 40 seconds. 3 times through. Just enjoy yourself. Make sure you've got that lovely, relaxed expression on your face. If you can, think about singing up into an enormous cathedral that just goes on and on and on forever. And don't sing this now. This is what you're going to get. Just have a little listen. So we get the drone, and then you will hear. Okay. So that is what you're going to get. So if we're ready, everyone, we're going to sing for the first time. This is the upper voice part for the Halo chant. Are we ready, everyone? So take a cold, deep breath. And. Everyone, you're the first people to record for gamechoir. That's brilliant. Okay, roll that head around, nice and relaxed. We're going to do that twice more. That was brilliant. Let's see if we can make it even more smooth, even more beautiful. Don't touch the recording device. Remember, you're going to do it 3 times and then send us everything. So there's that note again. Lovely, beautiful chant face on. And here we go. Nice cold breath. And. That's the second one. We're keeping it rolling. No need to do individual claps between each one. Just this first clap will do. And so we're going to have one more go at this, and then everyone singing the upper part can relax and enjoy everyone else doing their parts in just a minute. Okay, so one more quick roll around. Remember, keep it light, keep it relaxed. You're amongst friends. Enjoy yourself, everyone. Here is the third and final take of the upper voice. So once again, drop your jaw, cold silent breath. Here we go. And well done, people doing the upper voice. Fantastic. Can I get some applause, please, in the live chat for everyone who's just been recording, whether live or later on? That's fantastic. Now, those of you who've just done that recording, please press stop on that recording device. Breathe a huge sigh of relief. That's that, you done. And have a sip of drink, okay? Hydrate yourselves. And I'll be with you in just a short while. We're going to now look at the main chant, the original, the OG chant. And we're going to go back to the beginning. So those of you singing this epic part, which is really for tenors and upper baritones, and for some of the lower altos as well, 10 altos. If I could ask you to step up to the plate, that'd be great. If you could make sure your recording devices are ready, that would be really, really great. And let's have a sip of drink, everyone. Thank you, everyone. Some really excellent support from the community here. Live for everyone who's just recorded. Well done. Now let's have a look at the tenor part. Now those of you who are recording this, I ask you to get your devices ready. Could you please press record on your recording device now, please? Done it? Great. Put it down for me. A couple of feet away. Remember to sing towards it. Headphones on. And we're going to clap to sync. Remember, it goes 1, 2, 3, clap. Are you ready? 1, 2, 3. Great job. Well done. Now, don't think about the recording device. Focus on the job ahead. Don't sing this time. I'm just going to do as I did for the upper voices. I'm going to play you what you're going to hear. So you'll hear the drone. And then you'll hear... just as before, and keep it lovely and light. Float all the way through. People in the live chat at the moment worried about claps. Just the one at the beginning is all we need. Our engineers are amazing, and they will line up all your recordings, and they're going to do magical things with all of these recordings. But for now, let's get this first take in the bag. So you'll hear the drone, and you'll be taking that nice, deep, cold, silent breath. Remember, keep everything relaxed. Sing into, visualize that massive, massive space cathedral. Okay, this ancient, ancient building that's millions of years old, and your voices are going to fill it to form this largest chant ever. So here we go, everyone. Take a nice deep breath. And... Just roll that head around, roll your shoulders. You're doing really well. 2 more of those to go. And remember, you can submit as many takes of this as you like. This is not a one and done. the more we get, well, the more it adds to the epic sound. So feel free to record multiple takes of this, send everything in. It'll all be used in the final mix. So ready for the second one? As before, you're going to hear the drone. You'll already be taking that lovely deep breath, lovely and relax, and sing off as if into outer space. Here we go. Deep breath. And... Great. I can already hear your voices in my head. I can already imagine how incredibly epic and awesome this is going to sound. Okay, so one more try, one more go for now. Keep that recording device going. Keep those shoulders nice and relaxed. Roll that head around. Have a quick sip of drink. Remember, you're both the performer and the instrument, so you've got to look after your instrument. And those of you waiting for the drone, your time will come. But for now, we've got one more of this amazing chant. I know Marty's singing along at the moment. And Marty, I can't tell you what it means to me that you're here singing. Everyone, you're singing along with Marty O'Donnell. You're singing along with the composer. How about that? Let's have fun. Here's one more try. Here we go. Deep breath. And... There you are. Well done, everyone. Now, take a moment. Now, press stop on your recording device, and you can now breathe a sigh of relief because you've captured your voice for this epic Halo chant. And everyone in the live chat, again, please, lots of applause and fanfares for everyone who's just been recording, whether it's live or later on. You're all stars, and we're so grateful for your participation in this epic project. Now, there is one more part, and I appreciate this wasn't in the original chant, but there were drones used later on. I'm right on there, Marty. I think at least in Halo 3, there are drones, and drones are quite often found in medieval music, and certainly as music developed, you had this sort of held note, which provided a bit of context for the tune. And we've added this in because I know I've got a lot of second basses out there who, even with strong wind behind them, they wouldn't get up to that high note. And something here for the really low notes, okay? So it's all the way down here. It's a bottom E, and it's oh. Now, I've been singing all day, so my E is probably not great. Some of you, it's relatively early in the morning where you are. You're going to have a great bottom E. Some of you will need to have a good night's sleep, get up, and then record it relatively early in the morning. I'm going to record my bottom E tomorrow morning just before I'm on the radio, and more on that in a minute. But let's have a listen to what we have for this. Now, bear in mind that our amazing professional singers, they are top notch. These are singers from the Fieri Consort here, based in London, and they are amazing at what they do. They do all our guide tracks, the Choir of the Earth. But even they are not superhuman enough to be able to sing this all in one breath. So those of you doing the drone, holding this note, oh, you will need to breathe, obviously. So what I'll invite you to do is, as you breathe, try and note when you're running out of air. Don't run right the way to the end. Don't run out of air and then have to gasp for breath. Breathe about, when you're at about 20%. So fade out, turn your head, breathe, and then come back in. So we don't get a in the microphone, although our engineers can cut that out. Keep it nice and smooth. Breathe as often as you like, and just try and keep the sound really, really consistent down there. All right. Let's do a practice Let's just work on this together. So let's just sing with the drone. Here we go. And... just about. As I say, some of you want to get up first thing in the morning. I'm not ever going to suggest you might want to have a glass of something the night before, but you know, when I've gone off on choir tours and we've had a particularly good night the night before, my bass notes are always really strong. So just breathe where you need to, keep the sound consistent. A quick note for those of you singing low, it really helps to tuck your chin in a little bit into your chest. You know when your teachers at school used to look over their glasses and tell you off? Yeah, over their spectacles and say, you there. See me after class. The reason they sounded so severe is that by doing that, it sends the sound down into your chest and makes it really resonant. It's almost impossible to sing it like that. So keep your chin tucked in, and we're going to do 3 takes of this. So those of you doing the drone, if I could ask you to get your recording devices ready, again, put it a couple of feet away. Don't worry if it's kind of there, it's not half there, just sing this drone to as many takes as you like. Our engineers will blend it all together to just create this firm foundation to build the rest of the chant on. So those of you recording the chant, if I could ask you to press record on your recording device, this is the drone rather, press record on your recording device now, please. Have you done it? Excellent. Okay, now we're going to clap, so it's going to be 1, 2, 3, clap, ready? 1, 2, 3. I'm going to have to do the rest of the evening like that now, aren't I? Okay, so put that recording device down if you haven't already done so, and we're going to sing the drone. If you don't come in exactly at the start, doesn't matter. It's just to create a lovely sort of wall of low notes. So this is what you get. Just have a little listen. Okay, don't sing this time as we do with everyone else. Just have a listen. You get... Okay, it's quite literally, and we're in. So if we're ready, this is take 1 of the drone. Everyone else, just make sure you're drinking plenty. Don't go away, because I've got to tell you where and when to send this recording. But for those of you who are recording now, here we go. Take a nice deep breath, and... Fantastic. I think this might end up being the not just the world's largest halo, but the world's largest bottom E. How about that? We'll have to call Guinness, don't you think? Okay, so that's the first one. Roll your head around. 2 more of these to go, and then everyone can relax, and we can talk about what happens next. Okay, there's that note. Nice and relaxed. Particularly when you're singing low, keep everything nice and relaxed. It's really hard to sing low notes if you're tense, so we'll keep the shoulders relaxed, neck nice and relaxed. There's your note. Here we go. Second time through. Deep breath. And... And just once more with feeling, I think, as they say. Don't know how you can sing a bottom E with feeling. Well, you're going to show me. we're going to have one more massive, beautiful, big bass bottom E from all of you. And then that'll be it for this live recording session. And remember, people are asking in the live chat, do we have to record now while it's live? You can record any time between now and the deadline, which is 2 weeks, but we're doing this live because then you've got it all recorded to sing along with later. So here we go, everyone. The last time, the last bit of singing, and then we are all done, bar where to send it and how to send it. Okay, here we go, everyone. Drone time, nice deep breath, and... And there we have it. Well done, basses. Now, if you are recording along with this, please press stop on your recording device and let's see the live chat explode again with lots and lots of encouragement, support, and congratulations for those singing the really, really no notes. Most of the time, those of us who sing bass, we're stuck at the back of the choir, you see, singing through the rest of you. So it's nice to have a chance to come forward, isn't it, basses? So, everyone, that is the recording. Now what? Well, let me bring my overlay back here. We're going to send you the Dropbox link for submitting your recordings. If it's not there now, it'll be there in the next day or so. So what will happen is you take your file and you drop it on the Dropbox links that we'll send you. That then uploads it to our folders and you'll get a little notification saying you've done it. Thank you. That's as simple as that. Now, if you could please send us your recording by the 24th of July, and that is 10 p.m. UK time. It's currently, as we record this, nearly 8 p.m. So whatever time it is, if you're watching live, it's that plus 2 hours. Okay, so it's midday, I believe, over in the Pacific, and it's going to be, oh, this is where I'm running a full live. It's 3 o'clock in the afternoon, I believe, on the East Coast. And if you miss it by a little bit, it's fine. But just get it into us on the 24th of July, please. Because what we'll then do is we will take all of that, we will mix it together, and that will be this massive, massive Halo chant that we have come together to sing. Now, when is the performance? So we will email you a link to the final performance. And this is going to take place on the 16th of August, which is a Wednesday at 7 p.m. UK time. So the same time of day as this broadcast started. Keep your eyes on your emails for ways to get further involved, because this is not the only project that gamechoir is going to launch. We are going to do plenty of other exciting things. And one of the things we are most delighted about is how you as a community have responded, not just in signing up, and there'll be more on how you can help us get more people involved, but many of you have reacted to this in a really positive way. And I want to just say, before we watch the next bit, you can record at any point over the next couple of weeks. You don't have to do it along with this live stream. You can record along with the tracks that we've just shared with you tonight at any point for the next 2 weeks, and you can do multiple takes. But as I was saying, the community's really stepped up, and I want to share one particular amazing piece by Moorshots here. Moorshots November Black. They're Moorshots1 on Twitter. And hello to both of you. So this chap joined us on Twitter and said, I can't sing. I hope you're going to sing anyway. I hope you're going to record anyway. But he said, my wife can. And so I dressed her up in my cosplay outfit and recorded this. So this was made for us and all of you, the gamechoir community, by 2 of our fantastic members. Do go and follow them on Twitter and thank them for their amazing work. Now have a look at this. This is really, really cool. I love that. That's absolutely fantastic. It's a really good example of how immensely and fantastic creative you guys are. There's a huge Halo fan base. There's lots of people who love singing. There's lots of people who love Marty's music and this amazing thing that we're doing. So huge thanks to Moorshots November Black. Go and follow them on Twitter. Thank them for their brilliant, brilliant performance. And I'd like to invite you, the Game Choir community, at our first meeting. If you feel inspired by what you've done tonight in recording and taking part in this world's largest Halo, one of the things you can do is to respond to it. Now, obviously, record and submit along to our guide tracks. That's the most important thing. That's the best thing you can do to support us. Be part of the amazing recording and make sure you sing along with our tracks, then you fit in with everyone else. But once you've done that, if you feel inspired to do like Moorshots did and get into costume, or you want to put together an epic group sing of all your friends, if you want to put together a special mod, even build a concert hall for us in Halo Forge, go for it. Just tag us on social media. You can see Twitter, we're at gamechoir. Threads, we're all on Threads. That's the new thing. We're at gamechoir. YouTube, we're at gamechoir_. We just missed that. But tag us so that we as a community can congratulate you, thank you, retweet it, repost it. We want to get loads and loads of really exciting and vibrant stuff going on in this community. There are some rules, please, if you're going to do this. I know lots of people love the Halo chant, but whatever you do, be safe in what you do. Don't put yourself or anyone else at risk to capture a video. Your life is not worth a couple of clicks on the internet. Secondly, break no laws. Okay, I don't want anyone to break into a church and sing, nothing like that. Okay, but do have fun. And we'd love to see what you as a community do with Marty's chant, with this idea of forming this world's largest Halo. And what we'll do is we'll take the best of them and we'll make it part of the performance then in August alongside the real chant. So there's lots, I think, to be excited about with this. Now, bear with me a second. We're going to be back on July 25th, which is 2 weeks tomorrow. We're going to have a catch-up broadcast to share with you the news, to give you an update on how many tracks we've received. We're going to invite you then to 2 further Game Choir projects. One is, well, you'll be shouting from the rooftops with this one. It's going to blow your mind. It's for non-singers completely as well as singers. It's even shorter than the Halo chant, but it's absolutely fantastic. And the other one is a very special piece for fans of Marty's music. And I'm really, really looking forward to this one. So join us on the 25th of July. And your choir, like the Master Chief says, your choir needs you now. You've all come along tonight. You've all sung. Thousands of you have already signed up. But perhaps we could get a world record out of this at this point. So please tell your friends, tell your families, both on and offline, to come along and join in with this chant. Now this is recorded, you can send the link to everyone and say, you know, watch it. By all means, skip through the stuff at the start if you don't think they want to watch the warm-up. You can wait for the separate tracks for Upper Voice, for Chant and Drone to come out on the channel. That'll be up tomorrow. And you can just send them links, say, just record this, just do it. And we'll see if we couldn't get to 10,000, maybe even more. That would be amazing. And I do have one further favour to ask of you. Tomorrow, that is to say Tuesday the 11th of July, I'm going to be on various BBC channels here in the UK talking about Game Choir. I'm going to be on national radio first thing tomorrow morning. I'm going to be on the TV tomorrow afternoon or tomorrow evening here in the UK. It's a program called Points West, which is a regional program for where I live here in the southwest of the UK. So it is the BBC. All right. Now I need 2 Game Choir superstars. People who've signed up. People are really excited about this, and you can live anywhere in the world, but you need to be available tomorrow between 6:30 p.m. UK time, which is around about 1:30 p.m. EDT, 10:30 a.m. PDT, till about 7 o'clock, half an hour later. Okay. If you'd be willing to come on British TV and talk about how amazing Game Choir is now, how everyone needs to sign up for it, we would love to hear from you. Please email us at info@gamechoir.com and we'll get in touch. It'll be over Zoom, so make sure you have facility to speak and be seen over Zoom. You will be seen by a rather large audience, and it'll be tomorrow at around about this time minus an hour, thereabouts. Now, if more than a couple of you email, we'll just go with the first people who message us. And if more than 2 write to us, well, then thank you to everyone else. We might not get to use everyone on this occasion, but we will thank you all. And there'll hopefully be more opportunities. So how about that? We're going to be on the TV and the radio. Now, one more quick thing. We would not be here if it wasn't for one amazing musician, one incredibly friendly and generous and supportive individual, and it's Marty. Marty, thank you for writing the chant in the first place. Thank you for all of the music and all the joy that you have given us, the gaming community, in writing for all these amazing games that you have done over the years. You are such a kind and generous person, and without this, well, we wouldn't be doing this project. And from the thousands who have taken part in Game Choir already and the thousands more to come, thank you, thank you, thank you. We really can't thank you enough. And everyone, that's it. You'll see in your email, because you signed up for this broadcast, those of you who are here live, you get a special achievement, an early adopter achievement. This is in your email inbox. If you're watching this later on, I'm afraid you're not getting this achievement, but there are more to unlock in the process of Game Choir. I know some of you are thinking, achievements? What achievements? And some of you are thinking, give me more achievements. I'm definitely of the latter camp. Everyone, thank you for being part of this amazing project. Go and get more people involved. Go and get recording. I'll see you in 2 weeks. Thank you for being here, Game Choir. Enjoy the rest of your day. Take care. See you soon. Bye.